Hello, everyone. Join, like, share. Come on in the room. Do you know what time it is? It is time for Single Talk Live. It's been a couple. Oh, I don't think I always forget to tag people. Jesus. So I need you guys to do the tagging and the sharing, okay? Please do that. You do not want to miss this. This is going to be quite an interesting conversation. For those of you that are coming in, Tracy, I see you there. Please share this, like this. I always forget to tag people because I get so excited about just getting started. But this is going to be an amazing broadcast. This is Single Talk Live. And this is something I started a little while ago. Some of you know me from Saved in the City, and that's my weekly podcast show where we discuss kingdom solutions for real world issues. But God gave me the unctioning to start kind of branching out and doing different segments. And so this is one of the segments, a branch from Saved in the City, where we talk to singles, because I hate to say it, I'm a poster child. Okay, let me get in the camera, poster child for singles, and unfortunately we don't have a lot of tools, or at least that we know of, that we can access very readily for people like you and like me. A lot of times there's a lot of stigma that goes along with, hey, Latia, hey, Eric, I see you there. There's a lot of stigma that goes along with being single. What are some of those things? If you're single, you're desperate. If you're single, you're waiting on a man or you're waiting on a woman. And that's not always the case. It's very rarely the case, at least in my circle of people. And so I was like, for my circle of folks, okay, what do we plug into? And so I decided to have this single talk. And initially it was just random conversation and inviting different singles on. But I'm taking a new approach and bringing on some experts. Bring on people who know about relationships and know about, sometimes you feel like it's the end of the world. It's not going to happen for me, but that's not always the case. So all that being said, I'm not going to be alone today, which is awesome. I have an amazing guest that I'm going to bring on, and we're going to be talking about, as you saw in the subject heading, y'all ready? The Beyonce Effect. Now, who don't love a good Beyonce? Even if you hate her, y'all be creeping and watching because it's something about the girl, and so we're going to be talking about the Beyonce Effect. Body shaming and confidence in the age of online dating. I saw that blog from Dr. Aesha, and I said, oh my goodness, we absolutely have to talk about it. So enough about me. But again, for those people who are joining, I see you joining there. Please like, share, add people to it. Even if you aren't single, I guarantee you will definitely still pick up some nuggets from this and share with your single friends. Come on in here. All right, so shall we move forward? I like to say this, and we're moving. Did I say my name? Just in case you guys are joining and you don't know who I am, because I do make everything public. My name again is Iberia, and I'm the host of Saved in the City, and this particular segment, Single Talk. And my guest today is Dr. Aesha. I'm so excited to have her on. She is absolutely amazing. Y'all, she's like a real celebrity. I said, Jesus, come on, favor of the Lord. Won't he do it? Every time. So just in case you guys don't know who she is, I want to read a little bit about her bio. Hi, Sasha. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. I'm going to read a little bit of her bio, and then we're going to add her on. We're going to jump right into the conversation. Is that all right? That's all right with me. Okay, check it out, y'all. Listen. Celebrated as one of the world's most trusted relationship experts for successful Black women, Dr. Aesha has masterfully coached celebrities, professional athletes, and powerhouse professionals to meet and marry, come on in here, the man of their dreams faster than they thought possible. She has been featured on, hold your horses, y'all. Hold your seats, because this is about to be a lot. She has been featured on Lifetime TV, come on in here, the Chicago Tribune, Madame Noir, the Game Show Network, The Great Love Debate, and blackandmarriedwithkids.com for her unique strategies and systems that help women defy the odds and go from matched to married. All right. Can I go from matched to married? I would like to go from matched to married. Will you be next? That's the question. Will you be next? I know some of y'all excited, like, can I be next? No, it's me. It's me next. All right, enough about me. Enough about me and these black glasses. Y'all know there's some new glasses up in here. Let's bring on the guest of the hour, Dr. Aesha. Give me a second to add her in. Yay. Hold on. So I'm adding. Hopefully it works. Aesha, do you see the invite? Always now listen, y'all. We did a full practice. We did a full practice and we were good. And now it's saying we can't bring on the camera. We will try again. Okay, let's try it again. Bring Aesha on the camera. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. We're moving.
Hey.
Oh,
made it.
I loved it. Hey, Aesha, how are you?
I'm doing awesome, Brandi, and hello, everyone. I see everybody. So happy to be with you tonight.
Oh, my God. This is so exciting. Dr. Aesha is an amazing woman, you guys. For those who are just joined, you might have missed the bio, but definitely watch the replay and catch all of that. And so I know y'all like, how does Iberia have the plug to the celebrities? Wow. Before we jump into the topic at hand, me and Dr. Aesha go way back.
Yes, we do.
State Youth Choir. We used to sing in the choir back in the day,
Yes, we were not just singers. We were recording artists, right? We were featured on the on the album.
You know
right?
what?
So you got to tell the whole truth.
Gas me up a little bit. Yes, honey. That's so true. We both were lead singers.
That's
for
right.
the Wisconsin State Youth Choir. Come on in here. And Brother Robert, shout out to Brother Robert. He keep trying to have a reunion and get us all to come back. One of these days we might.
Right.
Okay. But that's what, so just before we kind of jump in, let me give y'all a quick nugget. Don't burn your bridges. You just never know. You know what I mean? Like we meet people along the way, along this life's journey, and you never know when people may circle back again. I just had that conversation a few days ago. But this is single talk. This isn't about burning bridges. Or maybe it is. But why don't you I told them a little bit about your bio, but why don't you start by kind of even sharing a little bit more about you, and then we'll get into the blog that you wrote.
Yeah, so I see everybody coming on. Hello. I am Dr. Aesha. I am the creator of Be Found, which is a dating masterclass and system, which is really for powerful, successful, amazing sisters where you are, purpose-driven. You are high achieving, and you have created everything in your life that you want, except for the man to share it all with, right? And to create legacy with.
Wow.
And so what I've discovered is that when you are such a highly driven, high achieving sister, you don't want to be wasting your time swiping on apps, texting, being ghosted. There's just so much frustration there. What you desire and what you deserve is knowing how to position yourself and then leaning back and bringing in that right man for you. And so that's what I've done by designing Be Found, the dating masterclass. And tonight we're going to get into some of, the first steps of that system. My highest intention for you tonight is for you to walk away feeling inspired, encouraged, but also ready to take action with the hope just rising in you, knowing that the man that you believe is out there is closer than you thought possible.
Oh my God. I'm so ready. I almost want this to be a one-on-one session, but that's all right. And we're inviting
everybody else listening in.
I will be signing up. I'm telling you right now. But you know what? Before we, again, there's so many directions that we can't go, but you just said a few words, and for some people, they may not know they may not know the terms, but they may have experienced the terms.
Okay.
So you said, like, there's a couple things you said. Well, because we know when we're talking about like swiping left and swiping right, a lot of the online dating apps, for those people who've never done it before, that's how you find people. Forget talking, having a conversation, finding real connection. Honey, there's a picture. Do I like you? I swipe right or I swipe left, yes or no. That's pretty much all it is. And so if you're doing that to them, they're also doing that to you, you know? So it goes both ways. And so what I want you to do is tell them a little bit about what is ghosted.
Okay, so, you know, back in the day, back in the 90s, y'all, so when Brandi and I were in the Wisconsin State Youth Choir, and guys would, you know, holler at you and ask for your phone number. And then if they didn't like you anymore, they would break up with you. They would dump you, right? They would at least let you know right, that they didn't want to be with you anymore. And it was painful and you felt rejected, but you knew, right, that it wasn't working anymore. There might be a chance for you to get back together. For all my 90s babies out there, y'all remember that, right?
Yes.
But these days, people are hiding behind devices, smartphones, computers, and because we have these tools which allow us to connect faster, there's something that's happening where we're not really building true intimacy with each other. And with that comes ambiguity. Like, if you've ever asked yourself, like, what is this? Like, we've been texting for 3 months, but is this a relationship? You know, and there's just this sense of that there is options everywhere. I can get on Tinder, I can get on Match, I can get on Black People Meet. And so, you know, people can just disappear on you in the middle of a text message or after a great first date, or like some of my clients who come to me after 9 months of dating, the person can just vanish without a trace. And the reason why it's so painful is they don't give you closure. So you're left wondering, like, what's wrong with me? Is it something I said? Is the freckles? Is it my, you know, my butt's too big? Are my boobs too saggy? Like, you know, am I too old? Like, what did I do wrong? And that's why ghosting is such a problem these days, is because you're left with, you know, holding the blame
and these feelings of
really
rejection.
Powerless. And even abandoned, right? Like, we came home and they just cleaned out the whole apartment. They gone. If anybody has experienced that, or you can relate to that, you heard of that, put in the comments, I can relate to that. Like, hashtag ghosting. Because, you know, sometimes it helps to know that you're not the only one who's going through it.
Well, let me help somebody, because I can relate to it, okay?
Okay.
I'm so serious. And you know, what's even more crazy is that I related to ghosting, and then let 2 months go by, and then they pop back up. WYD. What? And then
you know, nothing has happened.
And nothing has occurred, and nothing has happened. And they want it's almost like they're almost trying to hope that you got over being ghosted, and now let's try it again. Because I think, again, because of all these options, let me try you again. Right. You know? And I'm not here for it. No. But, you know, as we kind of move, because again, this hour is going to fly by, but as we move a little bit, even still kind of sticking with the online dating, but I think it's going to help us segue into the Beyonce effect. When we just start to talk about image again, so everybody, especially when you're dealing with online dating, whether you're on a blackpeoplemeet.com or Facebook, come on in here, or even LinkedIn. I've had people try to come at me on LinkedIn, and I'm like, can I just be a professional over here and not a professional the way you want me to be? I don't want it, you know? And so, but with that though, people are judging you based on your profile pic, you know, based on, you know, this image that you've created. And I think I think one thing that happens is because we have this image we created on Facebook, and then we're not able to uphold it offline, we start to feel like a failure, or like maybe there's something wrong with me, or you know what, oh man, I really don't look like this. Who is this person? You know, so how do you know, what's been your experience dealing with people as far as it pertains to image online and being able to separate that from their reality?
That's a really good question. And I call it having a crisis of confidence. Because I know that when you have, you know, had to go through college, and maybe you're the first person in your family to graduate from college, you have to be confident to do that, right? And then when you launched out into your career and you're climbing the ladder, or you're building a business from the ground up, you're confident to do that. When you volunteer and you serve in your church, nobody can't tell you you're not confident, right?
Yeah.
But then you step into the world of dating and relationships and love, and you can have a crisis of confidence where the woman that you are, in the boardroom or with your family, with your friends, suddenly, when you have to put yourself out there with the possibility of being scrutinized simply by your photo,
yes,
right?
yes.
By your selfie, suddenly that exposure brings up all of these hidden questions in your heart, right? Like, is it just some of the things that some of my clients say, well, I wear my hair natural and I feel like men, like women who look like Beyonce.
Yes.
Or, my hips, I wish I could lose 20 more pounds before I post that picture. So let me put up the picture from 10 years ago when I really felt good, right?
Yeah.
In that, that time in my life. What ends up happening with this crisis of confidence is that you're showing up half-heartedly with this kind of, protective strength, almost like a guard, a wall. It's invisible. Nobody can see it, but it keeps, love at arm's length.
Yeah.
Because, you finally do open up your heart. You give them a chance. You swipe right. What if they don't really like you? Right?
Yes.
What if they're playing games? What if they're lying? What if you do get involved and it all falls apart? And so we don't have the opportunity to really connect, right? Because everyone is kind of putting up their filter and they're not really showing who they truly are.
Literally putting up their filters, Snapchat filters, Facebook filters.
Okay.
It's crazy Instagram. Up here. Yes. You know what? But, and something else that you said, we were kind of talking via inbox, and you said, or maybe it was I was reading the blog about the Beyonce Effect, body shaming and confidence in the age of online dating, where if they coming for Beyonce in her shape, and she's kind of like the epitome, not for everybody, but the epitome of what, beauty is by an American standard, an African-American standard, and again, that's not for everybody. So, but if they come for her, Queen Bee, then who am I?
Yes.
So just, it was a couple things I did snap from the website I thought was, I hate to say that I did laugh at a couple of them when I felt bad because I was like, I love Beyonce. But this is like, y'all, so just so you hear, you have your own kind of shame and thing that you're dealing with, but this is some comments that people have said about Queen Bee herself. Baby looks thick. I noticed she's been wearing Spanx. Her thighs don't match her butt. What's the plastic under her shirt? Is it to distract you from her pregnant belly? This outfit makes her look like she had some work done. She moves like she got kids now. She looks tired. I keep seeing this rounded pelvic look.
Yes.
That's the one that made me giggle. But, but really what it's like, so then it's like, if this is what B is getting, how do I put myself out there? Yes. And so I think I love what you said about, understanding crisis of confidence. But again, just kind of really reiterate. So then how do we begin as single women in this world where you do have to have a profile somewhere to connect and not take societal standards and trolls personally?
Yes, so that's really good. Because for those of you who don't know the context of that blog post, Beyonce and her husband Jay-Z are on tour, world tour, on the run too, right? And there are all these clips and pictures showing up on Instagram from the tour. Now, y'all know Beyonce is, not afraid to be seen. She's going to show up with a leotard, with a onesie, with red leather from top to bottom.
Come on.
With leopard print, everything. And so most people have been so used to just seeing her from afar, and admiring her. Beyond the fact that she's told us already years ago that she wears Spanx and that she puts on like 4 pairs of stockings, and she loves her curves. But now with Instagram, where people can enlarge a photo and they can be really scrutinizing, they're starting to point out the fact that her body has changed. Yeah. She's had 3 babies. The twins are only a year old. Yeah. She's got stretch marks, her body does not conform to this perception of perfection. Watch this now, y'all. Pay attention to this now. that we have projected onto her.
Woo!
Like, she was never really living perfection, but we had this expectation that if she's going to be successful, if she's going to be considered beautiful, if she's going to be the woman that all the men want, then she must be perfect, right? And so now when we can see the real, beyond the filters, right?
Yes.
When HD, TV, we can see it.
Yes.
Now we project our own insecurities. Right, onto her. So in my world, the body shaming is really just a reflection of what's going on in your own heart, your own concerns about your own thighs, your own concerns, about your own freckles and your own stretch marks. And so people are only, mirroring their own insecurities, right? So that body shaming has nothing to do with Beyonce.
Whoa.
It's everything to do with the fact that you have not resolved your own crisis of confidence and you are still living under the pressure of perfectionism.
I am literally speechless,
girl,
because whoa, like, I need y'all, yes, come on with these hearts, because wow, we need to deal with that. We need to deal with our own issues. And so I think that's a perfect segue into removing the filter so you can be flawless. Talk a little bit about how we can begin to do that. Oh my goodness.
So this is such a good conversation, and I want to really, keep bringing it to like practical things to do in dating and relationships and why this matters for you, right? So when you feel that, when you already know that if I put up a profile pic, if, whether it's on Match.com, Facebook, Instagram, that there is the possibility, right, that someone is going to reject me. Someone's going to not think I measure up enough. Then what we tend to do is hide. We tend to hide. And the presence of love, even with the most secure, confident person, just the presence of love tends to expose our deepest longings and our deepest fears, right? At the same time. So it's like you want somebody to love you, but oh no, I don't want you to see me without my unit on my head, right? I don't want you to see me without my Spanx. I don't want you to see me if I didn't shave under my arms. We have these fears that come up at the same time. And what I've discovered, particularly with, African American women, is that we will hide behind the conditioning of what it means to be a successful, strong Black woman. What I mean by conditioning is, what every Black woman is taught to be in order to be considered admired, respectable, accepted, right? So for example, one of my clients, 45 years old, had 3 dates in 10 years. Okay, 3 dates in 10 years before working with me. And she came to me, and what came out of her mouth, Brandi, was, these men out here, they playing games. Nobody is serious, right? I am a Christian woman. I'm not looking for somebody just to, romp around in the streets with. I want a husband, and nobody on Match.com is serious. Okay? Out of the millions of people on there, nobody is serious.
Yeah.
Have felt that way before, right? And what I've discovered is that what you say in those moments when you feel hopeless or you feel rejected, the last time somebody hurt you, the words that come out of your mouth reveal your inhibitions around intimacy, around somebody actually seeing you. So, when I asked her a little bit deeper, what's going on here? What we discovered was she had a previous marriage where she was betrayed through cheating. She, lived life as the good girl, the church girl who followed all the rules and was promised the blessed marriage, and then it all fell apart. And so here she is now trying to uphold and live to this conditioning that if you are good enough, if you, work hard enough, you will have the blessing in the end. So she's serving at church. She's mentoring, teenage girls. She's taking care of her kids. She's taking care of her, 2 parents who both have Alzheimer's. She's suppressing her own desires with the hope that it's going to result in love. Anybody ever done that before, right? Anybody ever done that before? And so this was showing up in her profile, literally on her pictures, right? She actually put up a picture on her profile where it was like lopsided, and she took the picture inside of like a banquet hall in the basement of the church, and you literally had to turn your head in order to see her.
Wow. And nobody has time for that. Swipe left.
Right. But really, I want you all to get this, that what goes on the inside is going to be reflected somehow on the outside. What also showed up on her profile were words like, you know, if you don't love Jesus, just keep swiping. Right? And so she was so adamant about saying no, so the wrong men wouldn't find her, that she forgot how to say yes.
Wow.
She forgot how to say yes to her own desires. She forgot how to connect to what was fascinating about her, what made her different from everyone else. And so she was constantly looking at, well, I'm a plus size girl. Well, I'm a church girl. That makes me, you know, ineligible. And so what I did, and this goes around taking off the filters, right? And reconnecting to that desire and longing from intimacy, is that I helped her through a step-by-step process rediscover not just her self-esteem, not just her self-worth, but what made her desirable.
Wow.
Yes, because how many out there can relate to the fact that you have buried your desires beneath the desires and expectations of other people? Whether that's the next guy who's going to swipe on you, whether that's your mother who, you know, is expecting you to already have, you know, grandbabies by now.
Yes.
Whether it's the desires of your friends for you not to leave them so that they're no longer the only single ones, right? Mm-hmm. We have been conditioned that your desires are dirty and that it's selfish to want love. And so what I helped her to do was not to find a husband, but to find herself. And this is what she said: when I found myself buried underneath the needs and expectations of everyone else, I became irresistible to men. And she found her happy ending, y'all. She met her husband on Match.com, the same site where she had that sad little profile up. He proposed 6 months after they met. And so there's something powerful that happens when you reconnect, right, to that something in you that when you were a kid, you always were like, mama, look at me, right? Look what I'm doing, right? We wanted to be seen. When you go back to that desire to be seen and to be held and to be protected and to be loved, then you can be found.
Honey, let me tell you, I am literally fighting back tears. You better get all up and through my life up in here. You know, I'm transparent.
I mean, I know you're not the only one having a breakthrough.
Oh, I'm not, because I see them joining. I said, come on in. Yeah. No, I mean, oh my God.
Yes.
It really, we absolutely project the things that we have that are unresolved in our life. Just as much as we can project the amazing things. All of that is being shown. And if we don't get to the root of it, then we got all of this kind of chaos, the good, the bad, the broken, and all of that. And we can't get through to it. Okay, so we did hit on that intimacy inhibitions. That's what you called it. Correct? I absolutely love it. Now, this is something a little off topic, and then we can kind of bring it back in, because this is something that I just kind of thought about recently. A friend of mine, she was doing my hair, and she just randomly said to me, Iberia, Brandi, you complete me. And it was weird. And I was like, what? You know, because she's married, happily married, with beautiful children. And she said, you know, I just had an epiphany the other day. She said, I was thinking about how back in the day when she was looking or seeking relationships, that she had this expectation that the man that God has for her was the thing that was going to complete her in life. Yeah. And unfortunately, what happened was, in the beginning, of course, they've been through all the rocky parts now, but in the beginning, she was disappointed, because there were things that she thought, okay, I like this, so then he'll meet this, he'll meet that need. And we have all of these expectations, and really, God has made us multifaceted. And if we can take all of that weight of expectation off of our future spouse and off of our future, you know, person that we're going to spend the rest of our life with, and understand that they're there for a particular purpose. And you may have a girlfriend that meets the other need for shopping or whatever that is, you know. And so I just wanted to run that past you and kind of see what you thought about that, or if you've thought about that in some regard.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's Esther Perel who said expectations are resentments waiting to happen. And they just, those, right? Those expectations always ruin, you know, relationships a lot of times before they even get started. So if, for example, you know, if you're single and you do desire relationship and you're out there dating, sometimes you have an expectation of what it's supposed to look like. For example, you think that the man should show up already clear that he wants a wife.
Yes.
And he's already got it, you know, together. And he already can look at you and perceive and discern that you're the one. Mm-hmm. And so you like, you know, you're the one and done sister. But you like, hey, I don't want to have to go on another day. And I don't have time to waste. You know, I'm not here for this. You should already know. I remember coaching a client who had that expectation. And so, you know, she was reading men's profiles like, oh, he's not serious. He doesn't want a wife. Or, you know, if he didn't get back to her in 24 hours, her block ministry was strong. You know, she was just blocking left and right. And I had to say, listen, how is he supposed to know that he wants to spend the rest of his life with you simply by looking at your picture? Like he doesn't know you. And why would you want to enter into a marriage with a man that you only just read his profile? True. And so sometimes those expectations, right, will prevent you from even starting the journey. And then once you're in it, you know, you've got these unstated expectations that you never communicate. Oh, and you don't know how to dig beneath them and see, actually, these are needs that I have. And I need to learn how to express those needs. And I need to know which needs I need to meet on my own. Mm-hmm. Which needs other people are going to meet from me.
That's good.
Right? And then what needs are we going to agree to meet for each other? Right? So that I no longer have expectations. I have agreements with my spouse. And that changes the tone of your relationship.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. I mean, I see now that because I had my thing scrolled up, so now it's scrolled down. Yes, everybody's loving it. They're ouch. Yes, they're loving everything. Yes. Now, there was something that you said towards the end of the Beyonce Effect, because the thing is, like, we're talking about this openly, you know, and we're talking about the issues and things we have to deal with, even in, you know, maybe in private, you know, but then it's scary, you know, to step out here. And so there's some things that you said that I love. You said it's not easy. So understanding that, you know, it's not easy. It's going to take courage. It's going to take huge doses of unconditional self-love. You said it's going to take a squad of sisters who support you. Come on, squad goals. But I want to call you out of the shadows and into the light of unconditional love. I can go on, but if you want to add some other, just for those women, and even there's some men that I just recently see that have joined too, that want to, you know, kind of break out of this bondage that they created for themselves. Yeah. But again, it's scary because the thing is, there will be rejection and there will be.
So one of the things, you know, we were talking about removing the filters and allowing yourself to truly be seen. I want to put a caveat there. And that it's not that you are putting yourself out there now for the world, for everybody to have access to.
That's good.
It's that you need to have the skill set now to be able to discern who is safe and who is unsafe. I'm not just talking about the stalkers, right? That you know how to block. I ain't talking about the crazy people that you heard these horror stories about who, you know, somebody met them online. I mean, we kind of know how to identify the scammers and the liars. What I mean by safe is that does this person have the capacity that when they see you, that they can accept you, right? That when they see the flaws that you perceive as flaws, that they don't leave you. That you feel like you can take off the Spanx, you can take off the fake eyelashes, you can, you know, let your hair down, your breath could be stinking. And you know that this person, right, is still going to want to walk through life with you. And so I'm not saying, you know, put yourself out there and don't ever feel rejection again, or don't ever feel the fear again. I'm saying you got to learn those skill sets. Does the person have the capacity, the character to meet the demands of the real work that it takes for relationships to work, right? And so I'm asking you now to screen out people. Everybody don't get a chance to talk to you. Okay, that's the first thing. But the second thing is that I want you to now see vulnerability as your superpower. That's one of the things that I teach in my dating masterclass, that you may have associated being vulnerable and open and sharing your needs and your wants with someone as weakness. I mean, can anybody relate to that? Right? Maybe you learned that inside of your family where they didn't let you cry. Like, get up, girl. You know, man up, boy. You scraped your knee, but you'll get over it. Don't let anybody see you sweat, right? And so now you just have a challenge with actually opening up to someone. Maybe it came because you've been hurt in the past, or you've had expectations and experiences that didn't lead you to fulfillment. This is where it's going to take courage. It's going to take courage to believe again and to constantly go back to, I accept myself, right? I love myself. I don't reject myself. That's number one. Number two is that you do need a squad.
Yes.
So many people are trying to figure this out on your own. And sometimes we have attached suffering to singleness.
Wow. That's
like you're supposed to just suffer through it. Just suffer.
I'm not
suffering. Wait. And here's the thing. Here's the reason why we've agreed to, suffer through singleness is because then once you overcome and you do meet the right person, now that somehow proves that you were worthy of it, right? Like, I just want you to sit with that for a second. That struggling and stressing and pushing through and figuring it out, somehow, the reward should be, I finally have love. What if it didn't have to be that way?
Whoa.
What if it could be easier than you imagined? Right? Right? Like, so why are you trying to do this by yourself? I had a client ask me, Dr. Aesha, you said we have to put ourselves out there and go out and, meet people. So which places should I go to by myself? I was like, why would you go by yourself? Like, you don't have to go by yourself. Why don't you, create a village, a squad of sisters who will go with you, right? Who will help you. Like, you don't have to do it alone. And that is the value of having a mentor, a coach, having a place to go to get your questions answered instead of at night, wondering what you're doing wrong and why it's not working.
Right.
So you need courage, you need a squad, and then you need a plan.
Yes.
And a process.
Yes, ma'am.
So what if it didn't have to take 5 years? Right?
Could it be tomorrow? Where are you at, Jesus?
What if? Because you knew exactly where to position yourself, which dating apps are for you, which ones are not, how to create opportunities everywhere you go so that men don't mind approaching you at Whole Foods or at the Apple store, right? Yeah. Because you have your light on to say, it's okay for you to come talk to me. What if you knew exactly what to say that led to a date? Like, what if you didn't have to figure it out by yourself? That's the value of having a plan and a roadmap just laid out for you, right? And that's why my clients, like the woman Karen I told you about, 6 months, after meeting this guy, after 10 years of struggling on her own. This is the value of having this. I see them taking notes too.
Yeah.
Like, the plan. Got it.
I love it.
Like, got it.
I love it. So Dr. Aesha, as we're kind of veering towards the end, before we kind of give you a plug, let's talk a little bit about, why you have a passion for the folk who need the relationships. How you went from, being a professor to a matchmaker. When I read that, I'm like, okay, I need to know this story. Do tell.
Yeah. There's some of you out there who know me personally because we have, we share hometown and community. Others of you, this is our first time meeting. But I struggled myself in dating and relationships, right? With having a broken engagement and, that expectation that was not fulfilled. And then thinking, okay, I've done something wrong. I need to now, figure it out myself. And so I went back to my conditioning, right? Where they told me, well, just focus on going to school. So I did that. I went to graduate school, serve the Lord. So I did that. I volunteered on every single thing while I was in grad school. I was with the children's ministry. I was with praise and worship. I was preaching. I was teaching. I was the treasurer.
Yes. She was active.
And they said, travel. So I did that. Let's go to Cancun and let's, go to the Caribbean. And girl, at the end of all that, all I had to show for it was another near miss with a guy who said to me, "You are my wife," but then he cheated on me, right? And so that hurt, that humiliation, that frustration,
yes,
that fear, that like, will it ever happen for me, brought me to my knees, where I discovered that it was some stuff that I needed to work out, not because I was broken. See, that was the myth that I believed, that there was something wrong with me, but my perception was broken. My perception of myself. And so what I had to learn was to start from my wholeness, not from my brokenness. And so then I went off, to teach at the university. I met my husband. We got married 11 months later. And it was an opportunity for me to decide, do I continue down, being a scholar and academic, or do I answer this call?
Yes.
Right? To begin to show my sisters
yes.
the way. Why do I do this? Because there's statistics that say, if you're highly educated and a Black woman, 42% of you will get married versus 84% of white women. That's a lie, right? There are these statistics, these stories that always seem to make marriage and love and fulfillment and having it all just beyond your reach. And I want to let you know that it's possible, that like you can have what you want. And so, once I started to actually help women, they started getting married, and not only getting married, but starting to create the life they really desired.
Yeah.
Right. Even though they had the success, they didn't want to work 60 hours a week. Right. They didn't want to be tied, to everyone else's expectations. And once the freedom came and the breakthrough came, I knew I was in my purpose. And so I want to tell everyone here, right, that I believe that love is possible for you. It can happen sooner, quicker, faster than you thought. If you have lost hope, if you've been frustrated, you can borrow my faith today.
Oh, love it so much.
Yes, I see Chrissy. She said it's possible. Yes.
Exactly. I did want to kind of go through real quick just for some of the people that have been commenting. Chrissy is all up and through. It's possible. Yes. Kendra says, I'm so glad you answered, meaning the call that God gave you to come on and leave the professorness and come on and match us together, Lord Jesus. Tracy Lockett says, how do you date while being saved?
The same way you go to work while being saved. And you go to the grocery store while being saved, and you go to the basketball game while being saved. And I'm being facetious and tongue-in-cheek, but I think the first thing that I'm trying to address is the mindset that somehow the act of dating was going to cause you to lose your relationship with God, and it's not going to happen.
Help them.
Okay, the woman that I talked to you about, Karen, was an ordained elder at her church, right? And so she was on Match.com. Here's the thing is that you do have to have a clear sense of your values, right? Yeah. And you have to learn how to communicate those values in a way that don't scare the brothers off. Because I got to tell you, sisters, the men talk to me. And I've talked to men who were, ministers who were saved. They are so happy that you love the Lord, but they want you to know that they are not Jesus. And so some of them, they've had this experience with women in the church where there was this expectation, right, that they should, behave a certain way. And so I want you to understand that dating is not anything wrong with it. It's the choices that you make in dating. And that's how you can maintain your relationship with God. I see she said, I think the church keeps you bound.
It can, because the thing is, I think a lot of times too, when you start dealing with being Christian, being saved, and then dating, depending on the church that you're in, they talk a lot about going on group dates.
Yes.
I'm pushing 40. I don't want a whole bunch of people on my date with me. I'm
Right.
responsible, whether it's on the group or not. If I'm about to sin, I'm going to sin. You know what I mean? And that's not so. Or if I'm not, I'm not. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
I guess you got to know your own weakness.
Yes.
And know where you are.
And here's the other thing is, we talked earlier about conditioning, right? That there's so many things that we have been, so many beliefs and norms that have been handed to us, and saying this is the script you must follow in order for it to be done the right way. What I help you to do is maintain your values, but begin to start asking yourselves questions, right? Like, does it have to be this way? Like, is this the only way? Like, you putting up a profile does not all of a sudden negate the fact that Jesus is Lord.
Yeah.
And so, some women have been in denominations where they were told you can't date anybody outside of these four walls. And if you don't meet anybody inside of these four walls, then it must be God's will for you to stay single.
Right.
Well, come on, somebody. The devil is a lie. This is why I say it takes courage. It takes courage. And so you don't necessarily have to tell everybody what you're doing. You don't have to ask your pastor for permission. You don't have to disobey nobody. But you do have to reconnect to the desires in your heart, because it says he'll give you the desires of your heart. Yes. So give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. And show up at church shouting and singing with your boo next to you.
Yay! Okay? You know what? And of course, we can't cover everything in this hour. But, it's so hilarious, some of these comments. Wait a minute. Baby, wait a minute. Dorinthia said, you can't marry the group.
Okay.
Absolutely not. You will not chaperone me. That's what Chrissy says. I am so here for it. Like, no, I'm fine. No, you don't have to chaperone me.
No, we're going to Starbucks, And
I don't know. I think maybe I'm sorry, I'm in Milwaukee in the hood, so y'all will hear the sirens go by. But anyway, the other part too is I wish that you could reach out to the church singles ministries and just bless them, because y'all always hear me say this. We don't all want to go bowling. Right. That's number one. Number two, stop putting us all in the same category. You got an 18-year-old in here with the 72-year-old. We all together. There's different kinds of singles. Being single, never married, single, newly, divorced. It's all of these different facets, but that's a completely different conversation. But this has been amazing. So, Aesha, what I really want you to do is kind of give some parting thoughts, and then we have something really special for those people that joined Single Talk tonight, and I'll give that after you kind of give us some closing parting words.
Okay, so what I hope that you walk away with from tonight is the inspiration, right? That inner light that's coming back alive. You might have been discouraged after that last date, or maybe it's been a long time. You in a love drought, like Beyonce sang about, Lemonade. And maybe something came back alive in you to believe again, right? To believe again. And so I want you to walk away believing again. I saw somebody say, well, I'm 52. Well, I've worked with clients who were 59, right? Like, as long as you desire love, you have the right to position yourself to receive it. So don't discount that. All right. Yeah. So I want you to believe in love again. Number two, I hope that you discovered that there's nothing wrong with you if you're still single. I worked with a woman who was 38 when she came to me and felt like because she didn't have the husband and kids yet, something must be wrong with her. And that was just a secret, in closed doors, because she was a powerful attorney, admired and loved and respected by everyone else. But after failed relationships, she started to feel like that. Well, I'm happy to say that when she revealed that truth, there's nothing wrong with me. I need to unlearn some things and learn some tools to doing this the right way. She met the man of her dreams. I was beside, standing right next to her and him at her 40th birthday.
Wow.
And she just gave birth to a baby boy about a week or two ago.
I need a moment.
Okay. I'm telling you that there's nothing wrong with you. And I want you to reconnect to that vision inside of your heart that you have. It may come in a different way than you expected, but I don't want you to give up. And so I want you all to just say this out loud with me right now. I deserve love.
I deserve love.
I deserve love. And so then I want you to do what it takes for you to get what you deserve. Yeah. All right. So that's the second thing. The final thing is I want you to be inspired to not do this alone anymore. To find that sister squad. And I'm going to tell you about how you can connect with a squad that's already been, cultivated for you. Yes. But make a decision. You're not going to be isolated. You're not going to hide in the shadows. You're not going to hide behind busyness and, serving everybody else. You are going to connect to a community who understands you, who's on the same journey as you, and you're going to allow yourself to be mentored and coached so that you can take the easy way. All right. So,
I love it. And oh my God, I see even some men on here saying I deserve love. Again, talking about, you were talking about, women particularly, but really it's for all of us. Exactly, Chris. Yes. Do not do this alone. You don't have to. And what I think is absolutely amazing is that because you guys joined Single Talk tonight, Dr. Aesha, you guys heard the bio earlier. I mean, like, seriously, she's traveling. This is what she does professionally, which means it costs, honey. She's not playing with this thing. But because you joined Single Talk tonight, you're going to get a complimentary consultation.
Yes.
You just have to include the hashtag Single Talk, and I'll let her talk about how you guys can do that.
Yes. So I know, many of you were fed tonight. You feel full. You're like, all right, I'm on my journey. But there are some of you who desire more and you're ready for, real solutions that work. And that's what I've invented. Yes. And so I want to invite you to apply for a complimentary consultation where I'm going to get on the phone with you and you're going to tell me what's working for you, what's not working, what you desire. And I'm going to point out those unconscious things, right? Those crises of confidence, those intimacy inhibitions, the fact that you don't have a plan, and I'm going to give you a strategy that's going to help you. Then I'm going to invite you to take action, all right, to join the community, to allow me to mentor you through my dating masterclass. So all you have to do is go to fixmylovelifenow.com.
Somebody put that in the comments.
Yes, fixmylovelifenow.com. And just fill out that simple form. Make sure when it asks you, how did you find me? Put in there hashtag Single Talk. So I know that you are my peeps. That you are here on this live stream, whether you're listening live or by replay, right? That I will know who you are. And then I'm going to have a conversation with you and tell you how you can get on the phone with me. And we'll have a deep dive into what you desire, you deserve. And I'm going to show you how to get it.
Oh, my God. Dr. Aesha, it's been beyond a pleasure. Like, I really feel like, I got a little deliverance on tonight. Can I just keep it real up in here? No, this was absolutely amazing. I'm sure that everybody that's joined can definitely attest to that feeling. They're loving it. Everybody's putting fix my love life or fix my life?
Yes, fix my love life.
Now.com. You definitely have a new client right here. I don't know about y'all, but I'm about to be Murray up in here. Come on, Jesus. But I appreciate you. So again, even outside of fixmylovelifenow.com, how else can they stay connected to you? Social media, tell them that, and then we'll be going for tonight.
Yes. So blacklovematchmaker.com is the fastest way to find me. At my website, I have tons of free resources there. And if you put your name and your information there, I'm going to send you free goodies. Okay. Yeah. But your first step is to go to fixmylovelifenow.com. Raise your hand. It takes courage to raise your hand, but nobody going to know because it's just, you and the computer.
Yeah.
And fill out that form. I can't wait to talk to you.
Yes, I love it. Well, we love you here at Single Talk, Dr. Aesha, and for all of you that joined today, thank you so much, and be sure to join us next week. Well, I don't know. Next week is actually the holiday, so we'll see. But stay tuned because we'll let you know when we'll be back. Because next week is the following week. Dr. Aesha, again, I appreciate you so much. And you guys,
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We'll see you later. Have an amazing night. And remember, you are worthy of love.
Bye. Bye-bye.